BlackRock, the richest company in the world, has gone crazy and more evidence is leaking online that BlackRock is seriously interested in XRP Ripple. They are currently buying up millions of XRP coins. But why are they doing this? Brace yourself. This is the craziest part. Experts say that the price of XRP Ripple could skyrocket to $122,500. Pretty cool, right? Let's take it step by step. Without further ado, let's dive in. Disclaimer. The battle between Ripple and the SEC has finally come to an end, and the implications for XRP are massive. After years of legal uncertainty, Ripple settled with the SEC by paying a $50 million fine, effectively closing a chapter that had cast a shadow over the cryptocurrency's future. With this lawsuit in the rearview mirror, speculation is running wild that major Wall Street players, particularly BlackRock and Fidelity, are preparing to file for an XRP ETF. An ETF is a regulated financial product that allows investors to buy shares representing an asset such as gold stocks or cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin spot ETF approval earlier this year marked a pivotal shift in the crypto industry, opening the floodgates for institutional investors. Ethereum followed shortly after. Now, XRP could be next in line. ETF approval means institutional money legitimacy and increased demand. If BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, moves forward with an XRP ETF, it would be a game changer for the token's adoption. As Nate G, president of the ETF store, put it, "I expect BlackRock, Fidelity, etc. to all be involved." XRP is the third largest non-stable coin crypto asset by market cap. The largest ETF issuers aren't going to ignore this. Rumors have been swirling that BlackRock is already positioning itself in the XRP market. Skylar Yosem claimed in a tweet that BlackRock owns 16 billion XRP tokens. The people who know if true. This would suggest that BlackRock is quietly accumulating XRP before making any official ETF filing, adding fuel to the speculation. CryptoGeek accused BlackRock and JP Morgan of manipulating XRP price to boost holdings. While there's no direct proof, it wouldn't be surprising if major institutions were strategically accumulating XRP, while the market was distracted by regulatory concern. Music turns. Meanwhile, another post by Loki suggests that BlackRock's XRP filing is imminent and that discussions with regulators are already happening behind closed doors. Given BlackRock's track record, it was one of the first movers on Bitcoin spot ETF. It wouldn't be shocking if they are gearing up to do the same for XRP. One of the boldest claims circulating in the crypto space is that BlackRock plans to pour a staggering $9 trillion into XRP. The rumor shared by Ado Farina is admittedly hard to verify, but if even a fraction of that money flowed into XRP, it would send shockwaves through the market. While this figure might be exaggerated, it does reflect the growing belief that XRP is poised for a major institutional push. BlackRock isn't just any investor. It's the largest asset manager in the world, controlling trillions of dollars. If it throws its weight behind XRP, the token's value and credibility could skyrocket. The timing of these ETF rumors isn't coincidental, with the SEC effectively admitting defeat in its case against Ripple. The regulatory path for an XRP ETF seems clearer than ever. Stuart Alder, Ripple's chief legal officer, highlighted that the SEC's lawsuit was built on shaky ground, and that Judge Annalisa Torres's ruling reaffirmed that XRP is not necessarily a security. This ruling is crucial because it means XRP is now in the same category as Bitcoin and Ethereum, both of which have approved ETFs. With regulatory clarity, there's little standing in the way of XRP becoming the next major asset to get ETF status. And of course, when giants like BlackRock and Fidelity set their sights on XRP, something big is coming. But just how big? Well, let's just say the numbers being thrown around are nothing short of insane. If these ETF rumors turn out to be true, we could be looking at a financial shift unlike anything we've seen before. Sounds crazy, right? But wait until you hear what the experts are predicting. You won't believe how massive this could get. So some experts in financial models suggest that XRP's value could skyrocket to $60,000 or even $122,500 per token. Sounds impossible, maybe. But when you break down the logic behind these predictions, things start to look very different. For years, XRP has been seen as the underdog, undervalued, misunderstood, and held back by regulatory uncertainty. Investors who held through the storm are now looking at a landscape where institutional interest is surging. Jack the Rippler confidently stated, "You will create generational wealth by holding XRP." And that belief isn't just based on blind faith. Forbes has projected that XRP could reach $60,000 per token, a price level that seems absurd at first glance. But considering the rapid shift towards tokenization, institutional demand, and the potential for an XRP ETF, it suddenly doesn't seem so far-fetched. XRP has already proven it can. Shock the world in 2017. It surged by 67,000, creating millionaires overnight. Some analysts believe history is about to repeat itself, with one trader predicting an XRP pump of 67,000, like 2017 is coming. If XRP experiences a similar surge, its price could exceed even the wildest expectations. But there's an even more ambitious forecast. The collateralization model by Valhill Capital suggests that XRP's fair market value could reach $122,500 per token under the right conditions. This model is based on the idea that global financial systems will become fully tokenized, with assets like stocks, real estate, and commodities moving onto blockchain networks, with global wealth estimated at $5.3 quadrillion in projections that tokenized assets could reach $6.2 quadrillion by 2023. 2030, the model divides that wealth by XRP's circulating supply and arrives at a staggering valuation. This isn't just speculation. It's a mathematical projection based on the idea that XRP becomes a key pillar of the financial ecosystem, serving as a bridge asset for tokenized transactions across the world. Not everyone is convinced by these sky-high numbers, but even more conservative analysts predict a 600% XRP pump, which would still be life-changing for many investors if XRP secures institutional backing on a massive scale and an ETF approval follows. Demand could drive the price beyond expectations as excitement builds. Some believe that when XRP finally reaches its potential, those who held strong will be labeled as lucky. Amanek summed it up best: "They will call you lucky, but luck has little to do with it." Those who understand the shift happening in global finance see the bigger picture. XRP's legal clarity, banking partnerships, and potential ETF approval position it as a top contender for the next financial revolution. If these predictions come true, early adopters won't just be lucky, they'll be visionaries. And now let's dive into XRP Ripple's new partnerships, a key factor that could drive unreal growth. We've already seen how institutional interest in ETFs could change everything, but there's something even bigger happening behind the scenes. Not many people realize it yet, but Ripple is on the verge of taking over the entire global financial system. The partnerships being formed right now are setting the stage for a financial revolution, and what's coming next might just be the most bullish signal of all music time. Ripple's latest partnership with Chipper Cash marks a game-changing moment for crypto adoption in Africa, a continent where traditional financial systems have long struggled with inefficiencies, high fees, and slow transactions. By integrating Ripple payments, Chipper Cash is unlocking borderless real-time payments for over 5 million users in 9 African countries, reinforcing Ripple's vision of a frictionless global financial system. Africa, with its rapidly growing digital economy, is becoming a critical market for blockchain-based payments. The region sees billions in annual remittances, yet many cross-border transactions remain costly and pay painfully slow due to reliance on outdated banking infrastructure. With Ripple's blockchain technology, Chipper Cash users will now be able to receive international transfers instantly all year round, bypassing the limitations of traditional banking. This could be a massive adoption driver for XRP, as more people turn to crypto-powered solutions for everyday transactions. Reese Merrick, Ripple's managing director for the Middle East and Africa, emphasized that this partnership is a major step in expanding Ripple's presence across the continent. He highlighted Ripple's decade-long efforts to bring fiat currencies onto the blockchain, and now, with more companies adopting crypto for payments, the global financial shift is accelerating. Hamsiren Jugi, CEO of Chipper Cash, echoed this sentiment, saying that crypto-enabled payments are key to greater financial inclusion and will empower individuals and businesses by giving them direct access to international markets. This is not just another partnership. It's a major signal that XRP is positioning itself as the backbone of global finance. Ripple's continued push into Africa follows its expansion through ANAF in 2023, meaning this isn't an isolated move, but part of a strategic plan to dominate cross payments worldwide. As crypto adoption grows in emerging markets, demand for XRP could skyrocket, driving its price to unprecedented levels. And of course, the whales couldn't ignore this opportunity. Sensing the shocking growth ahead, they've been buying up a record number of XRP tokens, preparing for what could be one of the biggest price surges in crypto history. But why does this matter to us? Because when the biggest players in the market make moves like this, it's a signal that something massive is coming. This is yet another bullish sign that simply can't be ignored. So in recent we